All right, good morning and welcome to the Valiant Entrepreneurs Podcast. My name's Alasdair Cunningham. I'm here again with my wonderful co-host, Tom Cook. And today we're going to be discussing, are people becoming too lazy and becoming over-reliant on AI technology? And is it needed?
Yeah.
Because, we've seen it good and bad. So we're going to be discussing AI technology today. What do you think?
Yeah, big subject. But first of all, how was Hurghada?
Hurghada was actually quite cool. So I've just come back from a small trip. I went away for an Easter weekend trip because I wanted to get some heat. So I went to Hurghada in Egypt. And one thing I found really funny was, just 2 months ago, there was sharks in that water killing people, but yet people still go in the water. Have they not seen Jaws? I don't understand why people go in water where there's sharks. I just don't get it. Because literally, sat in a cabana watching out to the ocean thinking it's beautiful, but I didn't want to go in there because, there's signs everywhere saying shark attacks happen in this area. And it's like, who the fuck goes in that water? And then you've got your little beach man running around with a whistle, blowing at people, telling them to get out of the water and not go too far and not go into that area. Because they've got areas that have been netted off.
Yeah.
So they've got an area where you can go where they say is safe, but the only thing stopping you from a shark attack is a little net that's come from a Chinese minimum wage slave labor factory in China. And I don't trust that little net to stop a shark coming from that part of the water to that part of the water. So I know it's probably safe and I'm probably exaggerating like hell, but still, you wouldn't go into waters where there's sharks. But anyway, it was good. It was warm. Found an amazing hotel. Really, really good hotel. And I think because of all the troubles out in that part of the world, a lot of people aren't going there for tourism. So the costs of staying out there are ridiculously cheap.
Yeah.
It's really cheap. Like we found this amazing hotel, like luxury 5-star, really beautiful hotel. We booked a junior suite. We had our own concierge who was literally at our beck and call whenever we needed it, which was just amazing. And it was like ridiculously cheap. Like I couldn't believe how cheap it was. And it was great service as well. So you should definitely go. So
Yeah, I want to go as well. Yeah, sounds good.
You should go. So Tom's just purchased a new vehicle to become a man of the road because you've never needed one because you lived in London. But what's it like having wheels again?
It's freedom. It is freedom. Yeah.
It is.
It gives you so much flexibility. It's even like silly because the day I moved, when I previously moved 4 years ago, moved into central London, did not need a car. And actually my car broke down on the day I moved. That wasn't helpful.
I remember. You had to scrap it.
Yeah, I had to scrap it.
Engine went. I remember.
And then because I was in London, you just don't need a car. And then obviously now we're here in Leeds, you do need a car. And it's been really nice. And it's silly things just like going to the shop. And it's just little things like that can just add to the quality of your life so much.
Yeah, I agree because you went hiking last week, didn't you? So you drove down to South Wales.
Yeah.
Or was it South Wales?
Yeah, South Wales.
Yeah.
But even like going to do viewings and stuff in Stoke. Now, because I'd go with Regan before, but I don't now. Or I'd have to get on the train as well, and he'd do the driving, and it's all right with Faff. I just booked a load of viewings this morning, and I'll just head over and go and do them.
No, it's the same. I've just been on my laptop booking viewings for. I'm looking to buy refurb deals at the minute, and I've just been booking some viewings, and the whole. I know everyone takes it for granted, having a vehicle, but it's so crucial. Like, if you're in property, particularly, right, being able to have that flexibility to get around whenever you want to get around is so much easier than, it is difficult doing it by train. You can do it by train.
Yeah.
And I know people that are being very successful by using public transport, but having that car is so much easier. Yeah. Everything's quicker and quicker and quicker.
Yeah.
So we've had some sad news. We've had some sad news. Old Jersey boy is fucking off back to Jersey.
Yeah. Tax evasion.
Yeah, he's gone to the tax evasion land to not have to pay any tax. James, the tax dodger, whatever his surname is, can't
Jammy
pronounce
Dodger.
it. Jammy Dodger, yeah. Anyway, so our videographer, our editor, our producer has, left or leaving. He leaves in 3 weeks' time, so fuck you, James. No, I'm only kidding.
We're going to miss you.
It's we got to wish people well, and he's got an amazing opportunity out there to not pay tax. So I don't blame him, to be honest. So anyway.
Oh yeah, and career opportunities. Yeah,
because that's the reason. Yeah, okay, amazing. Anyway, this week, what we're going to talk about?
So this week is all about AI. It's obviously a big subject. If you don't know what AI is yet, you're still living out under a rock. Get out from under your rock. If you haven't heard of ChatGPT before, please, I don't know. If you haven't heard about it by now, I don't know how to help.
You know, there's so many people out there that don't even know what AI is. It's
scary.
It's scary. So I was speaking to a contact of mine a few weeks back, and I'll say no more than that. But I go into his office and he's got like a 1999 desktop with computer and big, wide, deep TV screen for monitor. And it's like, I'm like, why are you doing all this manually? Like, there's so much he does manually. Like, have you not heard of this system here, or AI, or ChatGPT, or Opus, or any of the tools? There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of AI tools that you can utilize in your business to just make simple things so much easier. Now, this gentleman does reports, and it's the same report he does for pretty much every client, but then there's a little bit that's tailored towards each client. So I said to him, literally, you could take that same report, instead of you manually writing it out and manually going in and changing everything, you could just have that saved as a template in ChatGPT. And then you could just add the parameters. You could just say, okay, tailor this report to suit this client who is X, 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 X. Hit return, go and continue what you're doing, come back in 30 seconds, and then you've got your report. It's so much easier. And like, even that one thing would save him 20, 30 minutes every time he has to do a report, or however long it takes him to do. So there's so many things out there that can just speed your life up when it comes to AI. I really believe it. Like, even this podcast, right? We're filming the podcast manually because obviously there's not an AI tool that we're aware of that can film podcasts, okay? But what we can use is we can use various AI tools to take this long form content, i.e. we're going to film a 45-minute podcast, and chop it up into bite-sized chunks and then distribute it out to social media. So we don't have to film, like all the clips you see of me on Instagram, they're not individual clips. This is that we've cut up and put onto Instagram. And again, we've got an AI tool that we use called Opus that does that for us. And literally all we have to do is upload the main video, and then just tell it how many clips and how many segments you want. Hit go, and it does its work. And it works in the background while you can be doing other stuff, which is not.
It's there to make your life so much easier. And if you're just starting out and you're clueless, you don't know what to do. It's like, because when you start, social media can be really overwhelming. Like, you've got to do all these videos, and I've got to edit it as well, and maybe you don't have the money there to pay for an editor yet. And then just something like Opus, and just having that there.
It's like 30 quid a month.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But there's hundreds of tools. Like, we've been sort of on the AI train for about 2 years now. Like, really, the first time we sort of not really started paying attention to it was when we went to that conference. Do you remember, in Birmingham?
You went. I didn't go to that one.
Didn't you come to
you
it?
Went to Adam,
Oh, me and Adam went then.
Yeah.
And it really opened our eyes to what's possible with AI, and, what you can do with AI technology. And that was essentially in its infancy of AI. It wasn't developed, and it's still not by any means developed. It's massively a growing technology. And, we were there and we were learning about how you can use AI then. That was 2 years ago, and now it's completely moved on. But there was one thing that I really liked. Like, I hate Zoom calls. I hate Zoom calls. And I hate doing them. I hate carrying them out because, you're trying to focus on the client, but you want to take notes, and you can't do that. So then you've got all these AI tools that just listen in and take notes. And they send you all the bullet points. They send you everything you need to know. So, like, whenever you've got AI meetings that have to happen, have AI in there just listening, and then it sends you a breakdown afterwards of, it cuts all the bullshit, it cuts all the waffle, and it sends you a breakdown of, like, key learnings, key points, key actions and key steps you've got to take. It's just brilliant. It's genius. Saves so much effort, saves so much time.
So I was looking on my phone, I was looking at my own ChatGPT, and I was looking at all the ways that I've used it, even over the last week.
Yeah.
And what I've set up a property expert one, I've set up a marketing assistant, I've set up one for just like processing the thoughts and like deep questions, one for go high level, a business mentor, virtual assistant, financial planning as well, and the sales expert. And I've just trained it. So if ever I've got a question like about ideal client or creating some content ideas, I just put it in there, and it just
So you're paying for the ChatGPT Pro.
Yeah. So this is
and you can set up learning bots essentially, can't you?
Yeah. So it's 20 quid at this time. It's nothing, and it saves me so much. If there's an email. Like there's an email that I want to respond to, I could spend an hour responding to that email, trying to get it right, and put that in ChatGPT. It does it for me. But I still put my own word to it.
Yeah. So we do that with awkward emails, don't we? So when we get not an awkward email, but when we get an email of somebody, like for instance, in business, it's very easy to, especially when it's your business, when it's your baby, right? Yeah. And you get somebody just kicking off or complaining or saying they didn't get this or didn't get that. Like we had a prime example last week, okay, where we had a client came to one of our events, right? She came to a virtual online event. She then purchased a ticket to one of our events for future reference, like just a cheap £20 ticket or whatever. She then also scheduled a one-to-one call with me, which we carried out. I carried out because I've got the recording of it. She then sent a couple of like wrong emails into us, because what she was doing was she was making out that we'd scammed her. She was saying, "Who is this company? Why have you taken £27 off me? Blah, 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 blah." And she made out that she knew nothing about what was going on. She knew nothing about what was happening. And her emails were quite like, just rude and blunt and suggestive of us scamming her, which is just not true, because obviously we've got all the IP addresses, we've got all the phone numbers, we've got all the the data to back up that she done that transaction. We had nothing to do with it. She done it on her own free will. She then obviously was playing the game. So what she was doing was she was trying to play the game to get her money back, and instead of just being an adult and saying, "Hey, I booked this £27 ticket to come to an event. I don't really want to come anymore. Can I get a refund?" Because we would have just said, "Yeah, well, whatever." Right? But I was utilising ChatGPT and how to respond to that. Yeah. Because, sometimes when somebody's trying to pull the wool over your eyes, it's very easy to have a rash response, right? An emotional rash response. And, I'm guilty of that, where, you get into to and fro, and ChatGPT can, be the mediator here. Yeah. And you can
set it,
put her email in there. You can set the tone, you can set the language, you can set the everything about the email, and then you can just say, respond to this email in the same way that she's written it. Yeah. As a see you next Tuesday. Not really. No, but you get me, right? And that's what ChatGPT is all about.
What's massive for me, because I struggle. I've got, like, if there's something that I want to say, I struggle like getting it out and getting it out in the right words. Yeah. And we've got a couple of VAs they're over in the Philippines. So there's two things there. There's the language barrier, and then it's trying to like communicate with them through WhatsApp and things like that, and the time difference. And if there's like an instruction, something that I need sorting, I get it out, I write it out, and then I just put it in ChatGPT. Can you just make this simple for somebody who's in the Philippines? Can you make it flow? Done. Yeah, done. And send that to them, and they get it.
Absolutely.
So it's there to enhance your life. It makes your communication better. It makes everything easier. I saw a podcast the other day that said, in 5 years' time, people are going to be begging the government for handouts because AI is going to take over their jobs, particularly if they're in a service business. I don't personally believe that. I never think the government's ever going to hand anything out anyway and come and save you. But there will be an element of people who get left behind because they haven't spent the time to look at what AI can do for them and how they can use it in their business or in their life, in their jobs, whatever it is.
We've got a contact that we work with now and again, and I remember he said to us, he sort of introduced us to AI, and he said to us, he employs about 50 people, and he said to every single member of staff, he goes, AI will not replace your job, it will enhance your job. You've got 6 months to figure out how you can get AI to enhance your job. And if you don't do that, then we're going to replace you, because we want you to use AI to make your job more efficient, so you can still do it, still get paid for doing it, but it makes it more efficient and more effective, so we get double the use from you, okay?
Yep.
And I think that's a great way, because at the end of the day, you'll either adopt AI or get left behind by AI.
Yeah,
It's simple as, right? It's simple as. And if you're not, like, think about what industry you're in right now. Like, if you're a copywriter, like, you need to be doing something very differently in your job right now to keep your job. Because why would I spend thousands of pounds getting copy written by somebody? Yeah, fine, they might have that extra level of expertise, right? But why would I spend like £2,000-3,000 getting a sales letter copy written when I can just go to AI and get it to do it for me? And it'll be
5 minutes as well.
in minutes, and it'll be just as good, if not better.
Yeah.
Why would I, pay a graphics guy on Fiverr or certainly in the UK or anywhere to create me a load of graphics when I can use an AI tool and pay $60 a month? Why would I pay an editor to edit all these video clips up when I can just upload it to Opus and ask Opus to do it for 60 quid a month? Why would I use a VA or a PA to manage my diary when AI can do it in a matter of minutes?
Yeah.
Like, and you've got to learn. And it's not just a case of, just finding a tool and just using it. You've got to learn how to use it. And it might take a month or two to adapt into that way of doing it, but it's so much more efficient. And AI doesn't phone in sick. AI doesn't abandon you. When
I live in Jersey.
It doesn't worry about taxes, for instance. AI doesn't care about taxes. AI doesn't abort and leave the UK to mainland to avoid paying taxes like some people do. It's literally the member staff you can rely on. What's it like having a member staff you can rely on, Tom?
Well,
we'll tell you one day. But yeah, anyway.
I guess we're never going to do that interview with James, are we?
No, I just said to James, you know what I just said to him? I says, haha, you're leaving. That's a shame, isn't it? Because I was going to be taking you to Le Mans next month.
Oh.
And I actually was. And he's like, well, really? Really? I can still come. No, you can't. You've just left, mate. Like, that's the day after your leaving date, unfortunately. And he's like, but Le Mans my dream. And I'm like, yeah, well, whatever.
Having you as our videographer was our dream.
So yeah, and I do. But one thing I will say about AI, it's very, very good. Very, very good, yeah. But you got to do your due diligence. You got to do your homework on it, because it does, everything it produces is not great. Because remember, AI is not a, let me get this right. It's not a database. It's not a database of storage. It finds the information and gives you it. So it pulls the information from online and various other places.
Yeah, it's like Google on steroids.
The problem with that, right, is shit in, shit out. So if it's reading shit, it's going to put shit out, okay? And it's like anything. If you're going to use any sort of AI that requires a prompt, okay, like let's say ChatGPT, if the prompt is shit, the response will be shit.
Yep.
And we say all the time, the better the question, the better the response. So shit in, shit out. So, get better at asking prompts. You can even ask AI to give you a prompt, by the way. You've just got to know what to say and what to do. But all I'm trying to get at is check your work. Don't become over-reliant on it. Like, don't just assume because AI has done it, it's going to be perfect. Prime example, right? I saw somebody in the UK marketing a UK product for pounds to the UK market. Clearly, he got AI to write his ad copy because they were Americanizing everything. So they were using the American language. So like one of the words like utilize, for instance, was spelt with a Z, not with an S. Double emojis. Like you can always tell when somebody uses AI, double emojis.
Dashes as well.
Yeah,
it loves them.
like the dashes and all that sort of stuff. Like, just be mindful that AI is great, but you have to put your own uniqueness on it and make sure it's relevant for the marketplace that you're marketing to. Like, so for instance, make sure you teach AI to write you copy in UK English, not US English, and things like that. Yeah,
you've got to, just like if you've got an employee, a team member, as a person, you got to give it the same level of direction and instruction that you would to that employee. Because if let's say like James doing the videos, if we just said, James, make us a video, James would be like, okay, well, what do you want? Like, what's the outcome of that video? What are you looking for?
Yeah.
And you've got to do that with ChatGPT. Make me a video that includes this. This is the outcome. It's for this person. So the more you train it, the better the response you're going to get. And it's all about that prompt.
Yeah, the prompt's really crucial. And I've seen some really long prompts before. Like I'm talking like super long prompts. And the more specific you can be in the prompt, the better the response is going to be. Same with if you're using AI to create images and artwork for you. Just be careful, because like I used it a lot in the early days to create images of like a man in a house, for instance, but the man in the house got 6 fingers, right? And he's got 3 toes, and he's got 2 ears, like 2 or 3 ears, and it's just bizarre. Like these little things that are not right, okay? And AI images, I don't think are quite there yet.
No, that's catching up.
You can always tell when somebody uses an AI image because it's very polished and perfect, and it doesn't look great. But there is another thing at the minute that's happening, and I'm sure you've seen it online. Like, you've got AI models that you can just replicate a model. You can give them a script, and they'll teach it, say it, and do it. So, it's getting a little bit crazy out there, mate.
Oh, so it's just like a duplicate of you.
Yeah.
But you can just have another person doing it.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah. And there's places where that's getting used, and there's places where that's getting used. Yeah, on OnlyFans. 100%. Yeah. So people are on OnlyFans. Like, you've got some fat Harry in his underpants in his basement with a load of computer screens and 10 AI models on OnlyFans making a killing. And these models don't even exist, but they're AI generated, and old fat Harry's rinsing it up.
He's making a lot of money.
Yeah, he is. He is all he's doing is managing, and you could even get AI to manage a chat box. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, hey, you get all the best ideas here. Right. So, AI, good or bad?
Love it. I'm obsessed with it.
Same.
Yeah, all good.
I wouldn't say I'm obsessed with it, but I do utilize it every day. ChatGPT is always open and always getting used. Yeah. Along with a few other ones. So, guys, like, comment, share. Tell me what you're using AI for in your business. If you're not using AI, start thinking about where you can use AI. All right, same time next week. See you guys.